An Elk Grove family is warning teens and parents about the dangers of texting while driving. Police in Peoria, Arizona, is calling this accident one of the worst they have ever seen. That accident happening on Monday. Officers say the teenager was text messaging when she crashed head-on with another driver. Both of them were killed.
The crumpled shell of a Chevy Impala wrecked along Highway 160 in Blount County Thursday night.
7 teenage girls in there, and unfortunately 3 were killed as a result of the crash.
A high school valedictorian with his entire future ahead of him lying in a hospital bed. What Fishers police are calling a split-second decision with tragic consequences.
The teen who so many love and adore made a poor decision.
He jumped in the water with some other friends and he went in head first, potentially, and the injury occurred.
Teen paralyzed in a crash told her fellow students about her mistake and the pain she now lives in.
Why was it me? Why do I have to wake up every morning and not just get up out of bed and walk?
It's something I wouldn't want any parent to go through.
It's a fear all parents have, and one they hope never becomes a reality.
You got anything to drink tonight?
Is he okay? Each year, 12,000 people in the United States suffer a spinal cord injury, and high school students account for a majority of these statistics. That's because teenagers make decisions every day that impact their lives, their families, and their futures.
So most people will be riding their bikes and they'll be like, oh, I want to look cute, you know, I want to cruise down South Beach and stuff like that. Let me put my glasses on. Yo, you crack your head, you're done.
It really is something that's going on all around the country, all around the world. There's people who just, they always text and drive and drink and drive, and people always say, oh, it's not going to happen to me, but until it really happens to you, and then you're like, oh, it really did happen. It really can happen.
I myself drive my little brother to school, and usually I'll have my cell phone on my lap, texting my girlfriend or texting anybody in school. So it's kind of like just seeing different people and how driving and texting affected their life, or any other injuries, how it affected their life. It really just is very eye-opening.
When a teenager suffers a spinal cord injury, they lose mobility, freedom, and independence. Often, they're unable to finish high school, attend college, or become employed. Their families can become paralyzed too, with the responsibility of trying to cope with and care for their loved one.
Now you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Depending on the severity of the injury, the lifetime cost of medical care for a spinal cord injury patient can reach upwards of $3.5 million.
Anything could happen. I know that for a fact. I lost a couple of relatives, and anything could happen in a split second. You could lose a life, you can become paralyzed. You just gotta think and pause before you take the jump.
That's why the Daryl Gwynn Foundation has an education and prevention program aimed at exposing the dangers of risky behavior that can lead to spinal cord injuries and death. The foundation reaches out to more than 10,000 high school students annually.
My helmet was split from the back to the front. If I didn't have a helmet, I would have definitely been brain dead.
Speakers in wheelchairs tell their life-altering stories and try to get the students to understand how bad things can happen to anyone in just a matter of seconds.
I was heading southbound on the turnpike on my way to sell my motorcycle, and I got ejected toward the northbound lanes where I got ran over by 3 cars. So with that, I broke every bone in my body, including my spinal cord.
The presentation includes a powerful video titled, It Could Happen to You.
Wish we could all go back to the second before and make a better choice.
It's all designed to make teenagers aware of how important it is to think before they act.
I might have been able to play golf seriously or football. I was really planning on going to school to play football. So I feel like I definitely missed out on that opportunity of doing what I really love most.
I didn't think it would happen to me, and the world proved me wrong. It can happen to anybody.
Now that I've seen how little things can impact people so largely and so lasting, I'll definitely take into consideration how I live my life and what decisions I make, especially since I'm a teenager. I just turned 18. Some of the people in the video are the same age as me, and they've been changed forever. They've been paralyzed forever, and that's permanent. They're never going to be able to walk again.
One little mistake can affect you for the rest of your life, and you just have to watch out because it can happen to anyone.
All high school students feel invincible, like nothing bad will ever happen to them. This is why it's so important to show your teens the eye-opening proof that they too can end up in a wheelchair for life. Help keep your students and children safe by sharing in the Darrell Gwynn Foundation's mission to prevent spinal cord injuries before they happen.
Hi, I'm Darrell Gwynn. I was injured in a race car, but spinal cord injuries can happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere, and they sure are devastating.
At the Darrell Gwynn Foundation, we are dedicated to the prevention of spinal cord injuries, and we need your help. It only takes 1 second to change your life. How are you going to use that time?
For more information about our student outreach program, call 954-792-7223 extension 112 or visit us at darrellgwynnfoundation.org.